So the year was September 1st, 2006. I'm not gonna lie, it didn't even exist yet. But the point is, Roblox was created. Now, I'm not gonna explain what Roblox is, because you probably wouldn't have clicked on the video if that wasn't the case. But all you need to know is that there's a whole bunch of games. Now, the game I'm talking about isn't technically on Roblox anymore, but it's still my all-time favorite Roblox game. And that game is Pokémon Brick Bronze. This was my gateway to the Pokémon world. This game was basically what I wanted from Pokémon. You've got Pokémon from Gen 1 through 6, some good characters and some funny writing. Oh yeah, and the battle system of course. And when I wasn't playing it, you better believe I was watching every single Let's Player play this game. So when I found out about what happened in 2016, I was very upset. My one chance to play a genuine Pokémon game was taken away from me. But then, I ended up finding about those copy and paste versions of the game. The only problem with this is that they're basically running on thoughts and prayers that they don't get taken down. So I kinda have to play them as quickly as possible. So this is essentially my only shot to play the game. So this 2-part series is going to be me talking about like everything, down to like the gyms, the Pokemon themselves, the characters. This might actually be my longest video yet on this channel, so I suggest you strap in. So you start the game off by throwing a clock to the Shadow Realm. You give yourself a name, and now you're fully able to explore the world of Pokemon. Or sort of. Wow, I can't believe Jake didn't even render in. He even rendered in properly. And then you get stuck, and then you have to watch the whole cutscene play again. I don't know about you, but I think it's the perfect start to a perfect game. Anyways, you meet up with your parents and they go to the professor's office where you get to go and pick your first Pokemon. And you get to pick 2. I mean, if you're not a broke ass nigga like me. Pokemon you can get here range from generations 1 through 7. But before it used to be 1 through 6, since Alola wasn't a thing yet. You proceed to beat the living shit out of this Eevee. And then you get the bronze brick from your parents. Oh yeah, this is Jake, your rival. Not gonna lie, this is probably the most unfortunate Pokemon trainer you'll ever see. You know, seeing as we're here, we might as well talk about the battle system. It's so fucking easy, oh my days. Seriously, it's like the easiest thing ever. No healing items, no battle items, no berries even though there's a slot for it in the bag. I wouldn't be surprised during a Pokemon battle. Like, where are the trainers that have full restores and level 6 Sixiboons? Where are the trainers that use X defenses? Where are the trainers that whenever you reach red HP they use Hyper Potion? Where are they, fam? But if I go a little too fast, then I get humbled 5 minutes later, huh? How is that fair? So basically what I'm trying to tell you is that basically this game is too easy, but the levels creep up like crazy. So don't be like me and end up not switch training, because you're going to realize that is a terrible mistake. Okay, now we can start the game. So Route 1 is your basic starter route. You got your Pidgeys, your Bumblebees, your Rattatas, and then your parents get kidnapped by a member of Team Eclipse. But then you go to the next town and then some perpendicular girl steals your necklace and runs off.
Fuck on my neck and fuck on my neck and.
Alright, now we have to go to the Gale Forest to track that girl down. And here you get your average bug type Pokemon. You know, your Ladybars, your Kakunas, Pikachu. I even find that. And who could forget everyone's favorite Pokemon trope? The bug type trainer with second stage Pokemon that spam nothing but Harden. And if you didn't choose a fire type, then you probably should have. So you managed to find her, and she says she's from Team Eclipse and she won't give you your necklace back till you kick her ass. So you do that, and then after you beat her up, Jake comes back and tells you that you should go and challenge the gyms. Oh yeah, the Pokemon Center. So obviously this game came out past Gen 5, so the Pokemon and the Pokemon Center are in the same place. Obviously you got your PC, and there's also a map of the region. One thing I like about this region is that it's basically in a straight line. It's not like the Sinnoh region where you have to go all like... Me and my brother no longer have to rub our 2 brain cells together to figure out how to get to the next town. Personally, I'm gonna have to give this a 7 out of 10. It would have been much more if it wasn't just a square. Now we're able to cross the bridge from earlier, and now we can go to Route 13. There's tons of electric type Pokemon here. And now we reach our first city, which is Sylvan Town. Here you can get Trick Room, and if you join the community group during the time, then you can get a free Eevee. Sometimes it's shiny, but I don't know about that.
The first gym here is electric type. So basically what you're supposed to do is that you're supposed to make these dance pads turn green, and then if you step on the green one, then you have to start the whole gym all over again. Also, what's with first gyms being in a straight line?
And the gym leader somehow managed to get that Pikachu that I was looking for earlier. So clearly he's better than me at this game, right?
No.
Yeah, this guy was real easy. Some arson should do the trick and then you'll win the gym badge. You get your TM for charge beam and then you're on your way. Now after you leave the gym, Jake congratulates you and gives you the RTD. See, RTD stands for recreational whatever, I'll just let him say it. And basically you get access to the Battle Coliseum and the Trade Resort. The Trade Resort is just a place where you can trade your Pokemon. It's pretty useful for trade evolutions, but you should probably trade with your friends because you'll be better off trusting your Pokemon off of your friend than trading it with him. Battle Coliseum, however, is a place where you can battle other people. You can also do double battles here too, and you get BP after winning battles, which you can exchange for prizes. The move tutor and the move deleters here, but it's basically useless since you can actually delete HMs. Oh my days, I'm so tired of HMs, they're so fucking annoying, man. But people prey on the weak over here, so stay wary. Like, if you have less than 4 gym badges, you're gonna start getting requests for battle from people with over 6 gym badges. Like, it's so peak. Alright, now we can actually continue with the rest of the game. So basically, this guy runs up to you and asks you how long you've been running for. He's been running for that many long, and he gives you the running shoes and proceeds to get kidnapped Scooby-Doo style. Yeah, sucks to be that guy, am I right? Route 5 is a Savanna filled with a bunch of colourful Pokemon. There's an old graveyard here too, but I think the only useful thing here is the spell tag. This route would be good if it wasn't for the fact that if you wanted to go back to the Pokemon Center, you have to relearn cuts, so that's long. In terms of plot, the only useful thing here is the fight with Jake. He's got 2 new Pokemon, but he's still easy to defeat because at this point your Pokemon are probably evolved. So you head to the next city, Brimba City, and the gym leader Sebastian tells you that Team Eclipse stole the red orb and went to Mount Aeneas. And now you have to go to Route 6 to hopefully get it back. Route 6 isn't really that important. The wild Pokemon here are basically just the same as the last route. But we do get to see our first Grunt, so that's pretty good. To be honest, now is the good time as any to talk about Team Eclipse. Yeah, these guys are essentially the new villains of this game. And in typical Pokemon fashion, they want to use whatever the box legendary is to take over the world. The Pokemon usually consists of mainly evil-like Pokemon, like Poochyena, Zubat again. The memes exist for a reason, I swear. Personally, I like these villains mainly because you actually have a motive to destroy them. It's not like previous Pokemon games where it's just a group of villains minding their own business and proceed to get struck down by a 9-year-old just because. Because now you and Jake are chasing down Team Eclipse so that you can hopefully get your parents back. Oh yeah, on an unrelated note, you could actually get the uniform at this shop. I don't remember it being 5 Robux. See look, my old account had it. Too bad I lost it because I didn't have an email on it, so now all of my skins are gone. So all of the Team Eclipse members are chilling in Mount Aeneas trying to awaken Groudon, so you have to go over there to stop them. So all of the Pokemon here are essentially just fire type Pokemon, but all of the bad ones. You end up having to fight a couple of Grunts to get to the base of the volcano, where Groudon is meant to be. Eventually you get to the top, and the admin's up there. He says the reason why they took your parents in the first place is because they are archaeologists and they're kind of just using them to speedrun the whole way through. So you kick his ass and win. It doesn't really matter because he still decides to wake up Groudon. He tries to convince Groudon to join his team. Groudon decides to give him a little yawn. And yeah, he decides to tell everyone to run 1-1. Sebastian comes in to put the orb back and to put Groudon back to sleep. And now he says we're able to go back to his gym and challenge him. See, this gym is fire type. And who doesn't love a good old Roblox lobby? I mean, you gotta know your roots, fam. This also makes it the first Pokemon game where you're able to jump. I'm sorry, Scarlet and Violet, who? Exactly. As for the gym leader, he's got 3 Pokemon and the TM move is Overheat. So if you didn't pick a grass type Pokemon, that's very unfortunate for you. After you get your second gym badge, you head to Route 7, where you immediately get stopped by another trainer. Bro, I literally just got here, fam. Give me a break. The only notable Pokemon here is Ralts, since I actually like that Pokemon. There's also a house, but there's nothing inside. The only useful thing here is the Miracle Seed at the back of the thing, or maybe it's Mystic Water. and yeah, that whole lumberjack thing. So basically the path to the next town is flooded because there's a dam built by a bunch of Badus. So the guy ended up calling the boss, and now you have to go and fight these 3 lumberjacks until he gets there. As you can see, the Pokemon they have consist of Bidoof, Bibarel, and some other Pokemon that has something to do with trees. If you beat all the lumberjacks, their boss will show up and tell them off. The dam will be closed and now you can go to the next town. Damn, Candace couldn't do half the things this guy did. Now for one of my favorite towns in this game, Laguna Lake. There's so many things you can do here, fam. There's a daycare, there's a skate park. I don't know why there's a skate park there. You can get the fishing rod, and there's also that whole submarine thing. So basically how the submarine works is that it's basically just a mining complex from the Gen 4 games. If you go underneath for the first time, they let you go for free, but if you try to go again, you actually have to spend Robux on batteries this time. So if you're not broke like me, there's no way you're getting in. Oh yeah, I should probably say now, in the daycare, you can get either a Zangoose or a Survivor. You can't actually get both, because you know how those two act around each other. It is Lex, and oh look, it's Jake. Oh, what's that? Oh, you want to go through the next route with me? Yeah, this whole place is supposed to be a 2v2 battle. Emphasis on the supposed part. Normally what's supposed to happen here is that you have a 2v2 battle with yours and Jake's Pokemon. But that didn't happen to me. Instead, what I got was a single battle with me and the other person's Pokemon. Also, what's supposed to happen here is that after the fight, your Pokemon will automatically be healed, but that didn't happen to me either, which meant a whole lot of trips back to the Pokemon Center.
Again! Again! Again!
Yo, ain't that the Pokemon from Smash Bros though?
Oh, brother!
Yeah, there isn't really much to do here, other than that double battle with Jake. There's also this other house, but there's nothing inside, and there's also like a bunch of trees you can chop down. And yeah, that's basically it for this route. The next town is Rose Cove. Wait, actually, this ain't a town, it's more of like an area before the town. But anyways, it's Rose Cove Beach, and it turns out that Team Eclipse is already here. Now, before we do that, we gotta talk about the actual Rose Cove City. It's not one of my favorites, I'm not gonna lie. The only good thing to do here is like the battle pier and the seaside, because I think Manapee's there. We can't actually challenge the gym yet because we have to defeat Team Eclipse. And look, one of them says that there's a kid that messed up things in the volcano. Eventually you reach the lighthouse and you see an admin just take away some old guy's orb. They're about to leave and they notice you, so the leader fights them. He gets 2 other people to do it first, and then he does it. He still loses anyways.
Stop playing with me. Don't respect the scripting. Give a fuck if he like it, but he gon' respect the scripting. Yeah, I saw funny games till a nigga tripping. Mop the flow, hide the west side just to catch him slipping. Pull up, bounce out with a briefcase, it's time to handle business. Give a fuck if he like it, but he gon' respect the scripting.
Now that that admin is gone, that guy's granddaughter from earlier can come out now. See, this is Tess, your second rival. She's his dragon type Pokemon, so yeah, fairy type is definitely recommended for this playthrough. She's also the biggest yapper I've ever seen, like she literally does not stop talking. Yeah, I do not know what bro is doing here, fam. Little bro is not Sanji. And now that that's over with, we can actually go and challenge the gym now. This gym is water type and it's a slide puzzle, so yeah, if you're good at those fucking mobile games, then yeah, you'll love this. The only problem I have with this gym is that if you go to the Pokemon Center and come back, all the puzzles reset and you have to start them all over again. But I don't think gyms are supposed to be like that. I think you're meant to just like fight all of the trainers and then heal afterwards. The gym leader's got 3 Pokemon, and as for the ace, it's at level 37, which I feel like it's asking for a little too much. Like, by this point they've already wanted your Pokemon to be at the final stage. After you beat the gym, Professor Cypress sees you and yeah, he basically talks about what you just saw. If you haven't played the Gen 3 games, basically Groudon and Kyogre are basically just Pokemon that can manipulate the weather. He also said that you couldn't find your parents yet, so yeah, that's very unfortunate. So everyone's waiting for you at the next route. Jake proceeds to call Tess smart and beautiful.
What did you say?
And yeah, now you go to Route 9. It's this cool ass forest with a giant ass tree. Before we continue with this route, Jake decides to challenge us to a fight. And then after we beat him, we have to fight Tess. So Jake only has one new Pokemon, but Tess has 3 Dragon Pokemon and 2 of them are already pseudo legendaries, bro. I can't lie, next time we see her, bro, it's not looking good. So after you completely embarrass your friend in front of his crush and then embarrass his crush as well, Tess tells you that she has an uncle in, wait, how do you pronounce the city's name again? She says that we have to go to our uncle's house in Amphion City. And yeah, basically from here we can just split up. From this point on, there's basically 2 different ways you can go from here. You can either go to the haunted house, where Rotom is, or you can go to the Growth of Dreams, where Jirachi is.
Who is it?
It's Squidward.
How do I know it's you?
Open the door now!
Route 10 is next, and we start off right next to a flower field. So anyone who's played Pokemon X and Y knows exactly what kind of Pokemon is going to show up here. Proceed to get G-checked and stalked by a Pokemon. Turns out that Pokemon is actually called Absol, and yeah, it's not good that it's here. Basically, Absol's Pokedex states that it warns people of upcoming danger. So if it's here, then we're probably in danger.
But there's not much we can do about that, so I say we just continue moving forward. Oh right, we need to talk about the caves in this game, because like I really like what they did here. Normally in games there'll be like a bunch of different like mini cave areas to go to the next town. Instead, we have one big cave that goes to like a different part of the region. It's like mainly up here. Like the only good thing here is like the cliffs to the city and like the other route to the desert. The Pokemon you'll find here are like your average rock type Pokemon and your average non-rock type Pokemon, and you know who. So we start off in the mines, and one thing you need to know is that these mines are really long. Like you better have some heals saved up. There is a checkpoint halfway through at the Kragenus Cliffs. They even got a Pokemon Center there too. In the second half of the mines, there's also a trainer that has like evolutions as his team, and he gives out like tons of XP, so he's pretty useful for grinding. For some reason, the trainer at the end is just insanely hard. Like he literally had like the same Pokemon that I've been fighting like 6 trainers ago, but this one's just even harder than before. I don't know what it is with Pokemon Caves, as just them having like the hardest trainer in the end, and I have to go all the way back to the PC. Eventually you'll reach the top, and then the gang can all meet up together. We all decide to take an airship to I think it's Althanian City, bro. I still can't remember the name. I don't think I've ever seen like an airship in real life. Like I'm always just associated them with the Mario ones. Now this is Amphion City, the capital city of this region. See, every region has a capital city. There's Sinnoh with Jubilife, there's I forgot how you pronounce it, Unova, and Lumious in Kalos. So this city is split into 4 parts. There's the living district, which is completely useless, the shopping district, which is useful, and the park and battle district, which end up becoming useful and then useless. So we go to the shopping district and we head to the Pokeball shop because that's where the guy we're looking for is. So we make it to the guy and we start chatting off about Team Eclipse. So it turns out Team Eclipse has already came here and they stole an artifact from the museum called the Prison Bottle. Apparently it's used for like President Island or something, but we're not getting that far. That might have to be in part 2. He managed to capture 1 person, but he ended up talking about how like this world will crumble and a new one will rise.
So we're advised not to go anywhere near Team Eclipse, so that's very unfortunate. Also, you'll never guess what, there's a hoverboard shop up here, which means that this is probably where the skate park from Laguna Lake was meant to be used. As you can see from this picture over here, it's clearly meant to be like the bicycles, but it doesn't really go that fast, so it's more like the roller skates from X and Y. Seeing as we're here, we might as well do the gym. This gym is flying type, and it takes place in an airport garage. Wait, actually, I don't think it's an airport. You're supposed to go around looking for the gym leader's tools. Some of the trainers you can kind of maneuver around, but other ones are practically unskippable. As for the gym leader himself, he's got 5 Pokemon, and his first one is a Skarmory, and it sets up. Anyone who does competitive knows exactly what this guy is up to. Also, the trainer's ace Pokemon is level 50, and we're not even halfway through this game yet. I'm not gonna lie, an electric type is definitely needed for this one, otherwise you're gonna get washed so badly.
Oh, scary. Oh, shiver my timbers. Shut up, man.
Wait, don't those colors look familiar? So we end up going back to the shopping district, and it turns out that Jake actually went to fight Team Eclipse by himself. He probably ain't making out alive. They're chilling at the park district, but the Team Eclipse members closed it off, so we have to go through the basement. If you remember in Route 9, we had to do a double battle segment with Jake. In this place, we're supposed to do it with Tess, but I still wasn't able to get that. Eventually we reached the end, and that means we can see Jake. I wonder how he's doing. Never mind. So it turns out Jake ended up losing, and now he's getting apprehended. Hey look, isn't that the guy who gave us our starter Pokemon? What's he doing here? No, but to make the twist villain the person who gave you your starter Pokemon, like, you can't make this up. What makes this even worse is that at the beginning of the game, he is the one who tells you that your parents get kidnapped, and then he tells you to go to Chesma Town where you get G-Tech by some girl. And the gall of you to come up to me in Rosegrove Town and be like, yo, we haven't found your parents yet. Just laugh at me in my face. Are you dumb? He goes into his backstory about how he never had any friends, and as he was studying Pokemon, he found out that Pokemon do not share the same feelings as humans. Well, I mean, no shit, they're Pokemon. He then comes up with the ideas to take the Pokemon somewhere else, and he's going to use the Blocks legendary in order to do that. So in a way, he's trying to segregate Pokemon from humans. Oh yeah, they rigged the area with explosives, so this island's gonna blow up soon. Yeah, cause you know that multi-million-dollar franchise centered around kids? Yeah, I know, they're gonna love this. Oh crap, it looks like they're leaving. Well, we might as well challenge Cypress to a fight. Wait, what the fuck? You're not gonna help me fight? Oh yeah, and you'll never guess what. You remember that Absol from earlier, right? Well, turns out he came back, and now he's gonna help us fight Cypress. Oh, and it's got a Mega Stone as well. Oh yeah, Mega Evolutions exist in this game. You can get it in the stone shop in the shopping district, but they're like hella expensive, so it's not really worth it. So Tess gives us her Mega Stone, which means we can Mega Evolve our Pokemon now. Absol decides to join our team, and we have to switch someone else out for him. And now we can finally fight Cypress. And at this point, we have officially reached the difficulty spike of this game. This is one of the toughest fights in any Pokemon fan game. This is up there with Apocalypse Curie, and that fight is damn near impossible. No, cause this Jigaboo has 6 fully evolved starters, all with colourful movesets. Why does this Samurott have no water type moves? Oh, but it's got Dig. It's got Dig! And all of his Pokemon are level 50. So if you didn't use that EV trainer from earlier, your Pokemon probably haven't even reached level 30 yet. Oh yeah, and the cherry on top, if you lose this battle for whatever reason, you have to listen to that whole monologue all over again. All the way back from when Jake got captured in the first place. It's just wonderful. But hopefully with a little bit of work and determination, you'll actually be able to defeat the guy. Before he leaves, he gives you the keys to the basement since it's gonna blow up anyways. And yeah, the island starts to explode. So yeah, I guess that means we're done here, right? Because we're basically dead.
No.
Your necklace starts acting up, and it proceeds to summon none other than Dialga and Palkia. You know, those 2 dragon type Pokemon that basically control time and space respectively. And they're just here with us. They proceed to throw us back in time to the basement before it explodes, which means we can technically still go and stop it. So we rush over to the core where the explosives are, and the time goes back to normal. The guy with the explosives says that he will pack his stuff up and leave if you beat him in a Pokemon battle, so you do that. Oh yeah, by the way, I recommend having a rock or a ghost type in this fight, because this team entirely consists of 6 Pokemon who only know explosion. Yeah, this fight is just filler. This is basically the equivalent to the Koraidon fight in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Like, you're basically destined to win this. And don't worry, the game isn't as punishing. If you lose this fight, you get sent back to like when time was stopped. So the guy packs up all his stuff and leaves.
The portal comes back and looks like everything's back to normal now. The city isn't destroyed, but they still managed to get away with Jake, so we have to deal with that at some point. A guy from the Pokeball shop tells us more about what's been going on with Hooper and that. Basically, the prison bottle that Team Eclipse stole from the museum is meant to keep Hooper in its bound form. Hooper is currently sealed in its tomb in Crescent Island, and Team Eclipse still haven't figured out how to get it open. They basically have everything, but they're still missing a piece of the puzzle. And that last piece is the necklace that your parents gave you before you left the journey. You see how it all comes together? Anyways, the best thing we can do right now is to go to Crescent Island, since that's where Team Eclipse should probably be at this point. But we can't fly there, so we have to sail through Port Decker. So we get given the SkyTrain pass to go down to Route 11 and continue with our journey. Not only that, but we also get given Fly, which is pretty good. Also, I find this small bit of dialogue absolutely hilarious. Like, has no one told her yet?
What did you say?
And yeah, I guess we're done here. So, I guess we're gonna go to Route 11.
What's up guys, Quandale Dingle here. It seems as if those meddlesome goons known as Team Eclipse are up to their goofy-ass shenanigans again. Now acquiring Mega Evolution, I can progress further in my quest to save my parents from that crusty professor's clutches. I have been experiencing my journey learning special techniques along the way. And whatever happened to my goofy rival who got captured? He really thought he was that guy too. They won't get away with this one, not by the hairs of my chinny chin chin.
Alright, coming up soon. Long ass video about Pokémon Brick Bronze 2. You not want to miss this one, bro.
See you later, Tails!